let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go.
Six.
It's beautiful.
Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Of course, on The Rush, we talk winning. And nobody wins like Willis Automotive. From luxury to everyday dependability, Willis has the ride that fits your lifestyle. Stop by Willis in Des Moines and experience the Willis way. Exceptional service, unmatched selection, and people who truly care. Good morning, Ross Peterson. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. Just got a smile on my face. I saw my buddy Nick Souza, a fellow realtor here in Des Moines, said he's like, man, this music has me pumped up as I walk out to the tree stand this morning.
Yeah. He's going to kill some deer this morning, huh?
Hopefully kill some deer. That's what I just sent him. Shoot him straight. Get one today.
Not
Good luck
asking
to
for
ya.
freebies from our listeners, but if anybody happens to kill a deer or two and you happen to do heavily peppered deer jerky, it's one of my favorite. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's one of my favorite. And if you were to, say, hey, Travis, Ross, do you guys want some deer jerky? I would be one of those that would oblige and say, absolutely, we'll take some deer jerky.
Not that you're begging or asking.
No. You know my sister-in-law, Gretchen, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, they live over there in Muscatine, and they've got that big property. So when Tony, her husband, goes deer hunting, he doesn't go out and about, he just
Goes in his
walks their
backyard.
woods. Yeah. They actually, with their deer that they get, they do a lot of deer bacon. Have you ever had deer bacon?
I don't know if I have. It would have been from Brooksy.
It is so good. I mean, there's no fat on it whatsoever. So flavorful. And we look forward to every time either we go to Muscatine to visit or they come over because they'll bring packages of deer bacon. We're like, yeah, we got the deer bacon. You like the venison? You don't look like you like the venison.
Oh, I do. Yeah. So, the neighbor Chuck, big hunter.
Yeah.
And he's got a whole group of dudes that all hunt. And so whenever one of them gets a deer, they bring it back here to Chuck. I mean, it's basically like the little local meat locker here. That's Chuck is here to clean deer. That's about what he does at the house. It's awesome.
People just roll up their kills and go, hey, Chuck, we'll be back in a day
Last
to get
night,
the deer.
I went out to throw out garbage, and one of his there was a truck over there. It was just his buddy Aaron. He's like, I needed a place to do this, so I came here to Chuck's garage. I got a key.
Does Chuck have like a rendering truck show up like on a daily basis to pick up the extras?
No, I don't know. They haul that stuff away. Yeah.
Wow. We have a busy day coming up on The Rush. At 7 o'clock, Dr. Jason Sullivan from DMOS Orthopedic Center is going to be joining us. Of course, Patrick Mahomes had surgery yesterday. There's a couple things I want to ask Dr. Sullivan about because Patrick Mahomes repaired his ACL, but also repaired an LCL. I have no idea what an LCL is. I heard about an LCL. And, Ross, they also had the Dallas Cowboys orthopedic surgeon do the surgery. So I'm interested, he's worked in those professional ranks. Is that common to where teams go, hey, I need your doctor to do?
He's the best at this particular surgery that needs to be done? Wow, interesting.
And then at 7:30, Bill Fennelly, the head coach of your 10th-ranked Iowa State Cyclones women's basketball team, going to be joining us and having a conversation about the week off they're on and what happens during finals week. I didn't know. Kids still take finals, apparently, so that's good.
It is an academic institution, Travis.
It's
an institution of higher learning. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
It very much is. Now, for those of you that listen to the show on a regular basis, and if you're not listening on a regular basis, please do so. You can just hit subscribe to this channel. It's very simple. Hit the subscribe button. There's another button you can let you know when we pop up. You can listen on the audio feed at therushradio.com, the TuneIn app, the Rush Radio app. You know that Ross has struggled with finding some health insurance. The Affordable Care Act.
We had one of our listeners, Bill, and I hope if he's listening right now, he reached out and he walked me through all of it, gave me all the options. They're insane. Everybody knows this. This isn't news to anybody. Health insurance is incredibly expensive. Incredibly expensive. And and for some people, unfortunately, it's not in the budget. They go, well, I got to pay for the house and I got to pay for the kids and I got to pay for this stuff. And I cannot afford, I will go bankrupt trying to get health insurance. It happens for a lot of people in America right now.
And so we've talked about health insurance. And then Ross, we weren't going to lead with this, but then like 5 minutes before the show started, Ross is like, oh, my God, you got to see this story.
This story's so good.
And I'm starting to question the motivation here of Phillip Rivers. I really am questioning the motivation of Phillip Rivers. Ross, go through this because this is absolutely fascinating to me.
This is from MSN.com. The headline of the article is Phillip Rivers' return means 5 more years of health insurance for 10 kids. As part of the benefits collectively bargained with the NFL Players Association, and I jumped a couple paragraphs in here. If you pull up this article, you'll find it. As part of the benefits collectively bargained with the NFL Players Association, players who are vested by spending 3 years on a roster can receive 5 years of free health and dental insurance for 2 adults and 3 or more children after they retire. Rivers originally retired in January 2021. His health insurance benefits were set to expire next August. Rivers and his wife, Tiffany, have 10 children. His oldest is 23, can still be on the family plan for 3 more years under the Affordable Care Act. The longtime Chargers quarterback, blah, 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 goes on a little bit, says, if Rivers retires again at the end of the season, his NFL health insurance coverage will run from September 2026 to August 2031.
Can you imagine Phillip Rivers when he got the phone call from the Indianapolis Colts? He sits down with his wife. He's been retired for, 3 years? It's been over 1,000 days since he played in an NFL game. And they sit down and go, let's do the pros and cons of this, honey. Let's do the pros and cons. I'm 44 years old. I'm not as spry as I used to be. I'm no spring chicken. So I'm risking injury. I'm probably not in the best shape. Oh, we're going to get an extra 5 years of free health insurance for our kids. That's all you need right there. That's an incredible benefit.
Oh, my gosh. For 10 kids?
For 10 kids.
What's your deductible on, what's your premium? What's your monthly premium on having 10 kids on health insurance? Plus you and your wife. Health and dental.
Well, it would be a family deductible, but I don't know what the NFL would be. It'd probably be, like my family deductible is like $2,000.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So, Now,
wow.
my individual, this
what's
is the
your
funny
month?
thing.
What you mean when you say your deductible, your yearly deductible, your monthly premium? What's your monthly?
I don't have one.
I mean, good for you. That's what I meant to say.
I mean,
that's what I just whispered. What I whispered in my head there was, good for you, my friend.
Yeah. So I'm lucky I don't have a monthly premium. I work for a company that does that for its employees, which is nice. I mean, I'm not alone in that. I'm not a special case by any means. But it is, Phillip Rivers is going, honey, this is going to push back my Hall of Fame enshrinement possibility for another 5 years. And then she had to go, honey, you're probably not a Hall of Famer. You're probably not a Hall of Famer.
Go get that bag.
We got 10 kids.
Yeah.
We're not paying anything right now. We don't have to go to the open market.
Irish Hawkeyes pointed out something. I think the same thing. I thought the same thing. That's a weird phrase, 3 or more children. This is what it says. I'm reading directly from the MSN article, which there might be some.
So if you have 1 or 2, they don't get covered?
That's what I'm wondering. Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
like, you better pump these kids out.
Yeah. It should be like 1 or more children, right?
It should say and children.
Yes.
But it says, blah, blah, as part of the benefits collectively bargained by the NFLPA, players who are vested by spending 3 years on a roster can receive 5 years of free health and dental insurance for 2 adults and 3 or more children after they retire. That is a weird phrase.
The Rivers family alone is costing the NFL probably $50,000-$60,000 a year.
The Colts had to let go of a secretary yesterday. They had to fire when they did the math. They were like, "Oh shit, we got to cut Carroll." Oh no, we didn't just give the intern a job, did we? Oh Jesus. We got to fire Billy.
Can you imagine going in for yearly reviews? Well, here's what I did for the organization. I did this, 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 and this. Yeah, we appreciate it. Well, I expect a 6% raise. Well, we're going to have to only give you a 2% raise. Why? Well, Phillip Rivers came out of retirement, and we got to insure his 10 kids for the next 5 years. Actually, the next 6 years because
the end of this, because it fell. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. It's through 2031. It's through August of 2031. So 5.5 years.
gets to
Now,
the end of the
what
season.
I thought you were going to say is think about that end of year review for Phillip Rivers. Hey, Phillip, what'd you do for us? Well, I showed up one Wednesday. I took about 40 snaps on Sunday. I was a starting quarterback. We lost, but I played
almost beat the Seahawks.
Almost won. Yeah. And imagine if this is just it. Imagine if that, again, looks like he's going to keep going, but
I mean, think about
what,
that.
What do we owe you for that, Phillip? Here's the deal.
I'm going to take the league minimum, but what I want is the extension on my health care insurance. Gets home after the loss. Kids, you're insured for another 6 years.
Well, dude, remember we talked yesterday, I mentioned, and I saw Burger McChick mention his name. Yesterday, we're talking about that Jets team that had Darrelle Revis and Antonio Cromartie as cornerbacks, who were just, at that time, two of the best in the league on the same team. Do you remember that clip of Antonio Cromartie from Hard Knocks?
I never watched Hard Knocks. So.
Trav, have you ever seen the clip where he can't remember his kids' names?
Sorry, I almost spit my coffee out. No.
He has so many it's an incredible clip to see. Because he has it's an unbelievable number. I'll look it up real quick. It's an unbelievable number.
All from the same baby mama?
No. And that's part of the thing is because when he can't remember, they're like, how many kids do you have? And he's like, oh man, I got a 7-year-old, I got a 7-year-old, I got a 7-year-old, I got a 6-year-old, I got a 6-year-old. You're like, what? I think at one point he did have twins with one lady. Maybe had a couple of kids with the same lady, but he has 14 kids. He has 14 kids. And they are talking to him on I think it's Hard Knocks. Maybe I'm misremembering some of this, but the clip is incredible. I'll try to find it and send it to you of him. They're like, what are your kids' names? And he's like, oh man,
Don't be asking me tough questions. There's no tough questions here. Ask me about football. I can answer football questions.
But he played in the league for a while, so all those kids were covered for 5 years. That's a bill.
I know people. I'm going to come off as feeling sorry for the National Football League, and I know I shouldn't because it makes billions of dollars. But if you are on a roster for 3 years and you're fully vested, can you imagine the health care bill for the National Football League?
Oh,
for every player that's in the league, and then for every player for 5 years after they retire, after they were cut, if they were on a roster for 3 years. Millions upon millions of dollars. Now, I'm assuming that the National Football League is self-insured, but you still have to have a backup plan there, and you still pay premiums and stuff like that. That's crazy. What a benefit. Why weren't we NFL players, Ross? Why didn't we not?
If I would have known this was the benefits package, I would have focused a little harder when I was in Little All-American football.
Yeah. You would have used steroids. You would have.
Dude, football was not my thing. You tried. You at least gave it the old high school. You were the starting
the old
quarterback.
high school try. I gave it the old high school. I was a Class 1A starting quarterback. That's about as good as my football career got.
It's better than a lot of people.
And that wasn't a very good one. I look back now and go, man, I couldn't read a defense.
Third string flanker for the 7th grade East Side Little All-American football team.
Think they're offering us free health care for that gig? No. No.
You know what I get for that? Made fun of. That's what I get. All right, so Antonio Cromartie has 6 children with his wife. Their names are Jersey. One is Jerz, and the other one is Jurz.
Hold on. 2 kids named Jersey?
Or maybe they're putting it. Then there's Jagger, Jet, Jinx, and Jadori. Those are all with his wife. His 8 other children are named Alonzo, Karis Marie, Antonio Jr., Deja, Tyler, London, Leilani, and Julian.
He has 14 children?
His 14 children, 6 with his wife, 8 with previous relationships. That's just according to a quick search of it, because to kind of put a bow on that for you.
14 children. No wonder he needs the free health care because
how much was that bill, dude?
Yeah. I wonder if the dental plan with the NFL comes with the braces coverage, because not every dental bill comes with orthodontics.
As I saw, I think I wish I could remember, one of our listeners pointed out earlier too, and he was actually off by $1 according to MSN. Phillip Rivers in his career made 240. It was just here I just saw it in the article. $244 million. Says Phillips made roughly $244 million in his playing career, according to Spot Rack.
Yeah, but half of that went to taxes, and it went.
Yeah. You got agents getting their beak wet in there.
Your entourage.
Phillip Rivers had formula and diapers to buy.
Yeah. Man. Good for him. I guarantee that was part of the pro-con conversation he had with his wife.
I guarantee this has got to be a part of it.
You call your agent and say, hey, if I come out of retirement, does that push my benefits? Does that push my benefits?
All 10 kids get covered if I do this? You tell the Colts I'm in, but don't tell them why.
What do you want for a salary? I'll take the league minimum. I don't care about that. You can pay me by the game. I don't care about that. Just do I get my benefits? Is Phillip Rivers a Hall of Famer? Because that does push his enshrinement back another 5 years.
I saw some people debating that in the chat the other day, man. I thought so. My instinct was, yeah.
Damn.
Tyler just jumped in. He says, what did I miss? Tyler, here's what you missed. Phillip Rivers, by coming back and taking snaps for the Colts the other day, just insured his 10 kids for the next 5 years. We're blown away by it. Brilliant move. Brilliant financial strategy by Phillip Rivers. Now we know why all these guys want to stick around so long.
I mean, I get individual health care coverage after 5 years because you put your body on the line. There could be lingering injuries. I get that. Family benefits? Damn. Can you imagine being in the negotiation room going to the owners, okay, here's what we want. And you have to cave to that? Oh, that one had to hurt. That one had to hurt. But hey, if you can get it, more power to you.
Right.
More, I mean, you just said Phillip Rivers made $241 million.
244.
Roughly. 244, roughly.
Ryan said earlier 243, so I'm guessing that MSN was rounding up.
And you know what he looks back right now? He goes, man, I'm glad I made $244 million, but I really like the free health care more than I like the $244 million.
If you've made that much money, do you notice? I think you still do. I think you still see the bills.
It absolutely is still money.
He's maybe never seen the bill. They've never had to pay for health insurance for their 10 children, Trav. They don't know the pain of it.
Might have had to pay the out-of-pocket deductible.
Look, we are so old. We are curious about how the NFL insurance package works.
I mean, when you got fired by iHeart, they didn't offer you free health care. They said, well, here's your Cobra. If you want to pay $900 a month, you can do a Cobra for 6 months.
Yep.
But that's about it.
I mean, I was only there for 20 years.
I mean, only 20 years. Only 20 years.
All right. Insurance rates are age-based, dude from Iowa says. So maybe we're not, I saw somebody put that in there like, hey, kids aren't as expensive as you think. It's the old folks that are super expensive to insure. Well, Phillip Rivers is a grandpa. His wife's a grandma.
I don't think the grandkids are covered under the plan.
Somebody asked that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Abigail's aged out of my insurance package. Like Mary's still on it. In 2 years, she's going to have to get her own insurance. Owen just aged out. So I have 2 kids on my insurance plan now. And I will say this, that is the nice thing about the Affordable Care Act, is that they let your kids stay on the insurance till you're 26.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, pretty soon I'm going to be doing Medicare and Medicaid. That's how old I am. Sign up, hit 65. Ross also learned. What?
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just going to share another weird one I found this morning. You think that we have gambling problems in the States with, we have the Chauncey Billups story. We've got that referee, Donaghy, from a couple years ago in the NBA, right? We know that there's college stuff happening. There's weird things happening with gamblers. Dude, I talked about this a few months ago. I don't remember if you were here, if you remember, or were even paying attention. The Turkish Football Federation. Never thought we'd talk about the Turkish Football Federation.
And this would be soccer, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There are gambling scandals, and then there are gambling scandals, and then there's a gambling scandal so pervasive and widespread it seems completely fabricated. This falls into that third category. Via the BBC, more than 1,000 players from the Turkish Football Federation have been suspended, along with more than 150 referees. One referee allegedly placed 18,000 wagers. At a press conference this week, the Turkish Football Federation president said there is a growing sense of panic as the operation deepens. In recent days, 46 arrests were made of players, club presidents, commentators, and a referee. The controversy emerged in October when a 5-year investigation concluded that 370 of the 570 match officials had gambling accounts. 152 of them were actively wagering. Of the 152 officials implicated, 22 of them work at the highest level in Turkish soccer. Every level, from players to officials to club presidents and commentators, over 1,000 players now suspended.
That has to be like the entire league, doesn't it? You got 1,000 players?
And 60% of their officials are on the take.
Wow. 60% of the officials.
60% of the officials and 1,000 of the players suspended for.
Damn. You also learned something this morning about Biff Poji. Biff Poji is the interim head coach at the University of Michigan. And Biff Poji is an interesting character. He is a football coach as a second career. You may have heard this, but may not know how it all started. Biff Poji has just, said, hey, I'm going to be a football coach. So he left his day job, which was a hedge fund manager. In 1986, Biff Poji borrowed $25,000 from his father-in-law, hedged against the 87 market crash, and made millions of dollars. And now he just sits back and coaches football and is leading. He's a Michigan man now, Ross. He's a Michigan man.
He's a Michigan man, all right. He's a Michigan man, all right. Biff Poji. This is an interesting story. I kind of, when they announced this, I was like, okay, whoever this dude is. He's an interesting story, that's for sure, man.
I mean, it'd be nice, like Joe Moglia is a friend of mine. He was he was the president and CEO of TD Ameritrade, which is now Schwab after the merger. He was another guy that just made millions upon millions of dollars and said, I think I want to be a football coach. Because he started early on.
And amazingly, those guys find a job.
It's amazing what.
Pretty incredible.
Yeah. How do you think that works? Money?
Biff Poji this is not his first head coaching experience, by the way. Are you aware of this, Travis?
You said he was at Charlotte, right?
He was at Charlotte as the head coach for about a year and a half or so, from 2023, 2024. He was fired before the end of the 2024 season.
It happens. Not going to
It
win
does
every
happen.
game.
It does happen. What usually doesn't happen is after going. Let me see if I can find out what his record was.
16 or 6-16 or something like that.
6-16. After going 6-16 at Charlotte, it does happen where guys get fired. What usually doesn't happen is that you end up as an associate head coach at Michigan after going 6-16 at Charlotte. That's a stumble up.
We're actually getting a Biff Poji call at
All right, let's do this.
515-517-2303. Brent, welcome to the Rush Radio Show. What's going on?
Not much. Biff Poji, I think his son played for Iowa. One of his first sons played for Kirk Ferentz. But I
No
could be
kidding.
wrong. You might want to look that up.
Was he an offensive or defensive lineman? Because Biff Poji's a big dude.
Yeah, I think he was on the defensive side. I don't think he played for us much, if at all. But pretty certain there's a Poji that was at Iowa. I thought it was from Biff. They were, I think, originally from the East Coast, if I'm not mistaken.
Man.
His son, yeah, Dusty's confirming that, Brent. He says, Dusty said his son did play for Iowa and he was a stud.
Yeah, I don't know if he finished with Iowa, but I know he came and was on a roster for at least a year or two. I'm pretty certain on the defensive side. So,
Hey, Brent, just to let you know, you may want to call back in the after 6:30 because we're going to bring up some Iowa Hawkeye football that you may want to chime in on. So keep listening. You may want to call back and give your 2 cents worth. I'm teasing you a little bit. It's a deep tease.
Brent, just saying, Jim.
Yep,
some of our chats helping us here. Brent, Jim Poji, he was a linebacker.
yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't remember that name. Thanks, Brent. See you, buddy. Damn, Dusty says he was a 4-time Letterman. Why do I not win?
You know why? Because we're getting old and it's the numbers that stay the same. The names change, and you
Dude,
just
that's
kind of forget the
wild.
names. Hey, if you have a pest problem, Bats and Bugs is who you want to call. Bats do hibernate in Iowa, but that doesn't mean they disappear. Even during hibernation, bats can shift around inside walls or attics, creating noise and occasionally finding their way into your living space. So what do? Well, you get a hold of Bats and Bugs and have Corey get rid of them. That's how you do it. Pest control is not seasonal, folks. It's year-round, and Bats and Bugs does it year-round. Call Corey at Bats and Bugs today. Get 10% off if you're a Rush listener and if you mention the Rush Radio Show. Powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with a chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
'Tis the season to share great taste. Grab a refreshing Coca-Cola and make every moment a celebration. Locally made, nationally loved, Coca-Cola is the real deal when it comes to holiday cheer. Whether you're kicking back after the game or hosting the crew, nothing hits like that crisp, fizzy taste. Make this season yours. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola today.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Get ready, Des Moines. College basketball is heating up at Casey Center. On December 20th, the Iowa Hawkeyes take on the Bucknell Bison in a non-conference showdown you won't want to miss. Presented by Casey's. Feel the action. Hear the roar. Be there as the new-look Hawkeyes bring the intensity to the capital city. Tickets are going fast. Grab yours now at HiVTix.com and be part of the excitement on December 20th. Iowa versus Bucknell, presented by Casey's. December 20th, only at Casey Center. Be there.
my name's Gary Prosnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows football, but he doesn't know mortgage, and that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert.
Loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, my name is Joe Moore, and I'm with Willis Nissan Parts and Service Department. Christmas will be here before you know it, and that means it's time for travel. Now it's time to get your car winter and road ready here at Willis Nissan. For the month of December, we're offering 10% off all your accessories for your car. Perfect for a Christmas gift. Call or go online to willisnissan.com to schedule your service or accessory installation today. Merry Christmas from Willis Nissan Parts and Service Departments.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
You know, here in Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Corn benefits the entire state. It feeds our livestock, nourishes our family, and provides homegrown, clean-burning, unleaded 88 for our vehicles. Pump it up with unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org to learn more. Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. I'm Travis Justice. He is Ross Peterson. You missed it. He was doing like push-ups or seat rolls in the background. You can see me doing that? I could see it. Well, I'm like, where'd Ross disappear to? And I'm like, there's somebody on the floor back there. That looked painful to me. I'm like,
not yet.
Stretching. Not yet. Not yet.
Painful yet. No.
You know, Ross, the transfer portal doesn't open up until January. That's because of the new rules established by the NCAA. But we're starting to hear a lot more people going into the transfer portal, most notably, you know, those skill positions and quarterbacks. Yesterday, Dylan Raiola from Nebraska announced his intention to enter the transfer portal after 2 years, where he completed nearly 70% of his passes, threw for over 4,000 yards. He was a 5-star coming out of college, coming out of high school.
Yep.
Now, remember, this isn't a surprise. The kid went to 4 different high schools. He committed to 3 different colleges, committed originally to Ohio State, then committed to Georgia, then committed to Nebraska. The fans in Nebraska turned on him quickly. Oh, the vitriol that was coming out towards Dylan Raiola yesterday was just absolutely nasty. You know, forgetting that, he can go to the transfer portal but come back. But after reading everything that was going down yesterday, he's going to be like,
fans. That's fans.
It is.
And if you don't think so, just look at any player that transfers away from Iowa or Iowa State.
Yeah.
Not any, but most. As soon as it's announced, people are like, he wasn't cut out the Hawks way.
He wasn't a Cyclone.
Exactly right. Yeah. So
now,
that's just fans.
The truth is, you know, Dylan Raiola is going to have his pick of where he wants to go. And a lot of people say, why would he do this? He said he was pledged. Because the truth is, he's not going to win a national title at Nebraska. And he's probably like, I want a chance to win. And I think a lot of these quarterbacks are like that. Sam Levitt is another quarterback at Arizona State. He took the Sun Devils to the college football playoff a year ago. The probably most valuable quarterback going into the portal is going to be Brendan Swordsby from Cincinnati. I like that kid. I think he's really, really good.
Yeah.
You have Kenny Minchie from Notre Dame going into the transfer portal. I get it. And so we have these guys that are in the transfer portal. These are going to be high dollar guys. I want to pose a question to you. Iowa's gone into the transfer portal for quarterbacks the last couple of years.
Yep.
You have Jeremy Heklinski is a backup quarterback. Hank Brown, who they got through the transfer portal last year. But Mark Gronowski is going to age out of the system. Does Iowa go back to the transfer portal to get a quarterback for next year? I'm assuming Rocco Becht is coming back to Iowa State. I mean, I haven't seen
until it's announced. I think that's I agree with you, and there's no reason to put panic or fear or plant that idea. I mean, no reason to think it until we hear it.
Yes.
Should Iowa? That's your question. I think is the really good question. Should Iowa go back into the transfer portal again, or do you stick with the two kids that we saw this year and let them battle it out and bring in the young kids? Man, that's a great question, Trav. So here's what's going through my head. You were 50-50 on the transfer portal. In fact, I think you could probably even say you hit 33%, because technically I think even Deacon Hill transferred. So I'm not sure if you consider that a portal get or not. I know most people that hate that name anyway, whatever. So, boy, that's a tough question, Trav. My gut says yes. My gut says, what's your best chance to win? Man, all this stuff's bouncing through my head right now. Are they going to have a roster next year that warrant that? Do they have a roster built for next year where you look at it and say, man, if they get a great quarterback, that's going to be an amazing football team? Here's the truth. 1 year ago today, I didn't think this team would be as good as they were.
That's fair.
I thought, oh, this is going to be a rough year for Hawkeye football, and they were fantastic. Had a really fun football season.
I look at this as one of two ways. Hear me out, and that is, I agree with you. I think yes, you go to the transfer portal if you can get a Dylan Raiola, if you can get a Sam Levitt, if you can get a Brendan Sorsby, and you can afford them, go get them. If you have somebody who you think is generally better than Heklinski or Brown, then you go get them. If you can't get somebody that you think is better, then stay away from it. I mean, I think you have to go into it going, we would be foolish not to go after him, not to spend the money, but if we can't get him, we're just not going to take a quarterback for the sake of taking a quarterback and go, well, let's roll the dice here.
Like you had to do a couple years ago. You had to take a quarterback for the sake of taking a quarterback, and having a backup for Cade McNamara for the sake of having a backup for Cade McNamara. And you're not in that position now because you've got Captain Kirk. I mean, hell, we've got the coach right here, guys. The coach is right here saying it. Here you go. Heklinski's the guy. Why is going on with Mike? Heklinski's the guy. Hank's number 2. Predict portal priorities for Iowa aren't QB.
I think that's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's
if one
exactly
of those guys is available, and I think you hit the second part of that after the comma, and you can afford them.
Yeah. But unless you think somebody is absolutely 100% better, can lead you to more victories in 8, 9 wins a year, maybe 10. If not, you develop what you have and you stay with those guys. And hopefully you get 3 years out of Heklinski, or maybe 4, because he hasn't played I don't think he's played in 4 games.
See, a lot of people are asking about receivers. I see like Double Decker says, no, go get portal. He says relievers and D-line, but we know you meant receivers, Double Decker. It's early on a Tuesday. A lot of people are saying that. Go get receivers. That has to be the priority. Man, guys, I think there's something else wrong with the passing game. The receivers it's not talent. I don't think it's talent at wide receiver. There's something bigger there. I don't know if it's predictable route trees, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know. I know that the Hawkeyes don't, if it's game plan, They don't throw the ball down the field. They don't utilize great talent at wide receiver. They haven't for a very long time. You've had a couple of good grabs in the portal at wide receiver, but maybe it's identifying the talent. D-line, I think you're right. You got a lot to replace on D-line. You got a lot to replace. You got a lot of seniors this year that walked out.
You got 2 first-team All-Americans you got to replace on offense. You got
That's right.
Logan Jones, Bo Stevens, both first-team Associated Press All-Americans. Now, I learned something yesterday about how I was going after linemen in the portal. I've got a friend who's an agent. I'm not going to mention his name. He's representing an offensive lineman, and they've reached out to Iowa. He would be a 6th-year guy, right? And they were basically told by Iowa, hey, he's got the talent, but we don't want linemen that only have 1 year of eligibility.
Yeah.
They want at least 2 years out of these guys so they can get in and develop and really get it and give them more. And that makes sense to me. And Iowa's never really had a problem getting offensive linemen. But it was like, hey, we like him, but he's probably not for us because he only has 1 year. And that doesn't do us any good. Quarterbacks, those are your 1 year guys. You don't need running backs. Wide receiver makes sense. But you're right. Defensive line is going to be one that you're going to have to spend some money on. But I was just thinking about that as these guys start dropping into the transfer portal. I mean, I was gone down that road, but it's a dangerous cycle to get in. It is a very dangerous cycle to get in.
And you've started the cycle. Like, I think you go one more year, Trav, where you do that, and then now you're in. That's 3 straight starting quarterbacks you've had that you turn to the transfer portal to grab. I don't know, man. That's a really good question. I think the answer is yes, that they will get one. But the more that I think about it, I say no. The more I think about it, I think you're not going to look at that roster and think, boy, if we only have Dylan Raiola. Well, this is not the Nebraska in me wanting to poke and prod. Isn't that a lot like bringing in Cade McNamara? Like you've got huge injury risks there. You're just coming off an injury. Dylan Raiola, Nebraska fans are interesting because they're like, well, you didn't even win the games. I mean, Dylan Raiola is a good quarterback. He was sacked. I mean, he had 0 protection whatsoever. And if he gets a good offensive line, he's gonna perform well for somebody. I don't think he fits Iowa's system, meaning I think we saw this year with Mark Gronowski, you have to have some mobility. Dylan Raiola is not a mobile quarterback. He doesn't like to run. He's your traditional drop back passer. I don't think that works. I think Iowa now, that's why I like Sorsby. Oh man, I'm a big Sorsby fan because he can run, he can throw. He's going to be one of these guys that can be a game changer for a program. If Brendan Sorsby fell in your lap and you can afford him, yeah, you take him. Now, the danger is if you take a quarterback out of the portal, what do you run the risk of? One of those 2 other guys going, I'm out.
I'm out of here.
Yep.
I'm out of here.
And then again, that's the thing you're talking about, Travis. If now you're in this system of you can't generate and build because you're always grabbing from the transfer portal and putting in and plugging in the latest thing at quarterback. I don't know.
But again, the portal doesn't officially open until
January. The more I
January.
think about it, my knee-jerk reaction is yes, because that's what they've done in the past. And you've got a lot of really good quarterbacks out there that are going to be looking for teams, and the Hawkeyes are one of those good teams. But again, looking at that roster, is that what's missing? No. D-line, O-line, wide receivers. Okay.
And that's what's going to win you games. And I think we've seen it. Have we seen enough from Brown and Hecklinski? And Hecklinski's the guy. We kind of proved that after he got the backup duty. But have we seen enough to know that he's going to be the guy, that he can actually put up numbers,
win games,
make
the plays?
Yeah. But we don't know that about anybody when they start. Even when recruiting starts, you don't know who's going to be a star and who's not going to be a star.
So when I mute my microphone here, do people on the app still hear me cough?
If you mute it on your road, no.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
All right. So
no.
I need to do that.
Yeah.
Because I heard this weekend too. I forgot to tell you. You not only got an email while you were in Italy that was like, "Hey, remind Ross we can hear him during the breaks."
It's when you're running the butt, you got to make sure during the breaks you hit your. It's
I forgot
all right.
all about it, and
It's
then
all right.
so this
At
weekend
least you weren't bad mouthing anybody. At least you weren't.
Well, I try not to do that anyway, but I was worried about stuff I would, you know what I mean? I was like, what do I say during the breaks?
You don't say much. Usually you get up and walk away.
Yeah, or getting the kids up or something like that.
One guy that's not going in the transfer portal, Cooper Manning, told ESPN yesterday that Arch Manning will be coming back to Texas for the 2026 season. And not surprising.
Nothing convinces me like a teenager's dad speaking for him.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
I don't either, but how weird would this be if it were like Dylan Raiola's dad announces that he's going into the transfer portal? Wouldn't we all go, that's kind of weird? Why isn't Dylan Raiola announcing that? Cooper Manning announces that his son, why not? Peyton Manning's nephew has agreed to stay.
Or maybe it's one of these, and I want to think how this works. You reach out to Arch, and he doesn't get back to you, so you text Dad and say, "Hey, any update on Arch? What's he doing? He's coming back." So you get the confirmation that way.
That could be. That's the innocent way to go about it, I guess.
Yeah.
But it does seem odd.
Look at me finding the innocent way.
Look at you. I like it.
Yes.
I like it. That just feels odd to me when you say, hey, this college quarterback's dad announced his next decision. Have you been following the thing with that kid? I had his name. I don't have my notebook with me today. Oh, man. Did you see the kid that wanted to go to Ohio State, but his mom made him go to Tennessee because he's only 17?
His mom made him go to Tennessee?
Dude, I'm going to get this story for you and send it to you. It's wild. I
don't want to go to Tennessee. I want to go to Ohio State.
I think the kid turns 18 here in December, so he might be up, but he's like one of the best wide receivers in the country or something. I'll get the story for you.
Yeah, if you're Josh Heupel and you know this, you're like, as soon as this kid hits 18, he's going to be out the door. Man. I try. One thing I learned as a parent, I try not to make my kids do anything they don't want to do.
Yeah.
You know, when it came to the school they were going to go to, this is where I'm being a bit hypocritical. I said, hey, girls, you have to give me an all-girls school. Owen, you got to give me an all-boys school. We have plenty of selections in Omaha to do that. I said, if you don't like it after year one, you can go to any school you want to. But I said, here's your 2 choices, Owen. Girls, here's your 3 choices. But I'm not going to pick it for you. I want you to go visit. You pick the one that you feel comfortable in. And 2 of my girls went to Duchesne Academy. Another one went to Marion. It worked great. I wanted Owen to go to Mount Michael, which is an all-boys school, because it was a smaller school and he could have played sports. But he went to Creighton Prep instead, and he was happy there. So I try not to make but when it comes to the college decision, I was never going to pick where my kids went to college, ever. Mom's sitting there going, I'm a Tennessee fan. I need you to play for the Vols.
I'll find that story for you, dude. It was a weird one to follow when it initially came out, and if I remember, it kind of was like, okay, you got to put this one on the back burner because the kid doesn't turn 18 for a couple of weeks. So I'll find that for you and get it to you.
I mentioned Logan Jones and Bo Stevens being first-team All-Americans. 2 Iowa Hawkeyes first-team All-Americans. That's impressive, and in that offensive line, a big reason why Iowa was as good as it was this year and as competitive as it was this year. Am I wrong here, Ross? Just hear me out. There's also an all-purpose player, and they do first, second, and third teams. Caden Weegan was not on the first, second, or third team all-purpose player. Tell me how...
Trav, the first thing my first instinct is we see the world through Hawkeye glasses.
That's fair.
Right. And as fans, you're like, where the hell are my guys? He's one of the best, if not the best returner in Hawkeye history. And we've got a good history of great returners like that. I don't know. I truthfully, I don't watch. I'm not able to see every college football game or follow every college football team. So I can't The only thing I can say is, man, we see the world through Hawkeye glasses, and that's part of, and the world doesn't.
I would agree with you, but I also look at numbers, and you're talking about a guy that offensively scored touchdowns, kick return scored touchdowns, punt return scored. I mean, that's all purpose to me. I mean, he's probably going to win the Jet Award again, which goes to the best return specialist. And he was a valuable weapon for the Hawkeyes and I know, you're right, glasses are in. Black and gold glasses are in. But I'm like, what more do you want a guy to do to at least be third-team All-American, all-purpose player?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could tell you. I wish I could give you a hot take on this. I wish he would have been there. I think he was very deserving of it. He's one of the most dynamic Hawkeyes I can remember in my lifetime.
Yeah, when you're being mentioned with guys like Tim Dwight, that's putting you in pretty
Cooper
unique.
DeJean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys that were, All-Americans.
Those names mean a lot to us as Hawkeye fans and us in Iowa. Yeah, a little bit like the Heisman Trophy we were talking about yesterday, right? If there were a Hawkeye or a Cyclone in the Final Four for the Heisman, all of a sudden we'd be like, man, it's a big thing again. It's really important again.
Can
We're
you
really
believe how
paying
important
attention.
the Heisman Trophy is?
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Big Ten put 10 players on the first team All-American team. That's a lot. USC had multiple. Ohio State had multiple. Iowa had multiple.
I haven't seen. I see in the comment section, Burger McChick talking about the 60-minute story on Indiana.
It was fabulous. It was fabulous.
You've seen it?
Yes, it popped up in my feed yesterday, and it's about a 14-minute story for 60 minutes, and it just talks about how down in the dumps Indiana football was. And just what an absolute wreck of a program. And even Kurt Signetti said he could feel it. He took the job, but as soon as he got there, he could just feel the negativity. And how he goes, the offices were like from 1980. The facilities were bad. Nobody had any expectations. And, when he went out there at the basketball game and it was like, Purdue sucks, Ohio State, he goes, I needed to see what their reaction would be. Just a gauge of how if I can get these guys fired up, and I think that's where his persona. I'm starting to think he's one of these really nice guys, but understands he's got to play psychological mind games to get the fans to buy into what he's doing, and he's done a hell of a job. One of their biggest donors is John Mellencamp, and John Mellencamp is actually interviewed for this. And, of course, Mellencamp, they show him in his suite, which is just the very top of Memorial Stadium. Do you know why he's at the very, very top in like a shack of a suite? And it's not even a good-looking suite. So he can smoke cigarettes. I mean, they're showing him watching a game with a heater.
Love it.
And the practice facility in Indiana was funded by John Mellencamp. So you got John Mellencamp money. You've got Mark Cuban money.
Wow.
But everybody loves a winner. I mean, 4 years ago, you've got a quarter of a stadium even full. Probably the opposing fans were putting more people in than Indiana. Now it's the hottest ticket in town. But here's what I worry. It's happened with Kansas State. It happened, I think, a little with Iowa State. And that is, you start winning, and then you act like you've been there the whole time. Never forget where you came from, ever. Because
you see that with Iowa State?
I think a little bit. There's a little bit of chip on your shoulder.
Man, I feel like what I see from Iowa State is they spent so many years with that program, with the football program being like a doormat. They're not there anymore. And I feel like that I don't think it's nearly chip on the shoulder like you get from Chiefs fans, Red Sox fans. Once you get the actual taste of the championship, I don't get that from Iowa State fans. What I get from the chip on the shoulder I get from Iowa State fans is simply we're not the doormat anymore, and which is very true.
Now, Nebraska fan can't get out of the 90s.
Again, yeah, right. But we all Hawkeye wrestling fan.
we can't get out of the 80s, 90s, early 2000s.
So your fear would be, Trav, that now that Indiana has this taste of being one of the true big dogs,
that they've always like, hey, we've always been here. You know, it's like
Okay.
we're going to wipe out the previous history, and it's like we're a player now. Never forget where you can, because it can.
Are
come,
they though?
Well, right now they're a player, but it doesn't mean it's in today's landscape, because it's all about people. And Curt Cignetti's 65 years old. They found magic. They found the genie in the bottle. And unfortunately, Curt Cignetti has raised the bar for anybody that hires a head coach.
You're right about that.
And they need to understand that not everybody can do that. Less than 1% of the people can do what Curt Cignetti did in 1 year. It's just
and you've got to have you got to have the Coug and Cuban behind you.
And you have to be able to evaluate talent. I mean, he went and got guys that
got a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah. I mean, Fernando Mendoza started at Cal, where he was the number 4 quarterback. Pat Forty from SI yesterday had a great tweet about all those guys that we mentioned that are going to the transfer portal. If only these guys can be as good as the 134th ranked quarterback from the 2022 class, because they got a long way to go. And that's where I think that's where Iowa and Iowa State, Matt Campbell and Kirk Ferentz have been great, is finding guys that develop after they get to college. You could be a great high school athlete, but you may have peaked. You've probably seen guys in Little League, they're like, oh, man, he's the most incredible player. And then you're like, whatever happened to that kid? Well,
That's
he
why
peaked at age 12.
Yeah, when it's like, well, and when they graduated from high school, he was the number 7 ranked quarterback. Oh, cool. And in 3rd grade, he had the fastest 40-meter time. Things change. This is why this is one of the problems with youth sports, Trav. You get into a youth sports baseball team or basketball team, and they go, okay, here's our starting 5. Here's my starting 9. Here's my leadoff hitter when they're 11.
Oh, he's a D1 player. I think he's got
Then
big
they're
prospects.
15, and the fastest 11-year-old weighs 230 pounds, and he's still leading off. You're like, hey, why is that? Why you got Fatty Boom Patty up there leading off the...
515-517-2303. That's the number to call if you want to have a conversation with us. In hour number 2, Dr. Jason Sullivan going to be joining us. Also, Bill Fennelly, head coach of the Iowa State women's basketball team, ranked number 10 in the country. They're off this week. They got finals up there in Ames. But Coach still has time for us. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with a chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season.
Woohoo!
Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
There's more Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
This December, unwrap big savings at Willis Chevrolet of Granger. We've got our largest inventory of vehicles ever. New, pre-owned, and now Car Bravo certified. The gifts keep coming with the season's most sought-after Chevys, the Trax, and the all-new Traverse, in stock right now and ready to drive home for the holidays. And don't miss the red tag sale with 0% APR financing on select models. It's a perfect time to slay your savings. Hurry into Willis Chevrolet of Granger or visit us online at willischevy.com.
For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Willis Automotive is proud to power the Rush Radio Show. Whether you're searching for a new, pre-owned, or certified car, Willis is driven to serve. Visit willisauto.com and discover a better car buying experience. Willis Automotive, where your next great drive begins. Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give the video a like and start leaving your comments in the comments section. And, of course, you can follow us on our social media channels, X, Facebook, Instagram, and now TikTok. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Of course, over the weekend, a rash of injuries to some big stars in the National Football League. And when there's injuries, we go to the experts. People who are smarter than us.
On when it's a knee injury, though.
Yeah,
it's always an ACL.
It's always
or
a knee
something
injury.
like that.
Dr.
What's up, Doc? How you doing?
What's up?
Hey, guys. Happy holidays. How are you?
Very good. Very good. Are you in your office or are you in your home office?
I'm in my home right now. This is I got to put a bunch of books I've never read behind me to make myself look a little more sophisticated, you know?
Do the same thing, Doc. Same thing. It works.
Exactly.
It works. Yeah.
It gives you a little credibility.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
but I'm
feel
thinking you
smarter.
probably read more than half those books.
The top shelf is the only ones I can claim. The rest, honestly, my wife, she kills a book every 2-3 days. So all credit to her.
Okay, real quick. Is there like some OCD system to how the books are stacked? Because you pointed to one specific shelf and said these ones are red. Do you move them?
That shelf is actually, this sounds kind of silly, but you know, every once in a while you get bored, you form a book club. We actually have a 5-man book club. So every month a guy gets to pick the book and then he gets ridiculed for, you know, if it's bad or if it's boring or what. Occasionally we stumble upon a good one, but it's more ridicule on the text chain than anything.
That is such a great example of how guys and men and women are different.
Yeah.
Right, where guys form a book club and then they ridicule each other for the selections. That's amazing.
I picked a book 4 years ago called Surrounded by Idiots as a joke because of the 4 guys I'm, you know, surrounded by, and it was the worst book we've ever read, and we still bring it up once a month. So
Surrounded by. Has anybody like gone off the rails and like pick a Jane Austen book? Like, hey, we got to read Pride and Prejudice this month.
month.
we got the Great Gatsby last month, actually, which everyone has probably read that at some point in their life. But I guess we dig deep when we're running out of ideas. So
you're like, what are we in high school again?
Yeah.
Great Gatsby. Oh man, that's
exactly.
That's awesome. So there's only five guys in the book club.
Well, only 5 guys want to be in it. I mean, it's not exclusive.
Well, Doc, I think it's amazing how you're like, how you get bored and start a book club, and Travis and I both went, no, we've never done that. Never been that bored.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
See, it must be for like really intelligent people. My best friend Pat, who Ross knows, is a lawyer. So the men that I know are like doctors, lawyers, and like financial guys that are in book clubs. Radio guys like us, we're like, read? What are you talking about? Read? I'll do the audio book club. Sure, give me the Audible subscription.
We've gone to audio books quite a bit lately because we get a little lazy, and everyone's getting a little nearsighted and things like that. So.
Oh man, Dr. Jason Sullivan from the DMOS Orthopedic Center is joining us. There were some injuries that happened in the National Football League. I want to start with Patrick Mahomes because he had surgery yesterday. I have a couple of questions here. He tore his ACL. He had that repaired. He also had his LCL repaired. Now, help me out here. I've heard of a PCL. I've heard of an ACL. I don't think I've ever heard of an LCL. What is an LCL?
Yeah, so we think of the knee as, maybe 4 primary ligaments, and the ACL is the most commonly injured. Well, actually, maybe the MCL, one of those two. The LCL is the lateral collateral ligament, lateral meaning outside of the knee. So everyone has a lateral collateral ligament on the outside of both knees, and then you've heard of maybe the MCL before, medial collateral ligament. So that's actually on the inside of the knee. So depending upon the force that your knee sees, you can tear more than your ACL. And in this case, it sounds like the LCL was torn as well. So we put that in a different bucket than just your standard ACL type of recovery. That's a bigger surgery. It's a multi-ligament knee, meaning more than one ligament was injured. So it changes the kind of expected outcome to some degree.
Wow. So, okay. So recovery on this is going to be different than it would have been, obviously, if it's a more complex surgery. Am I just guessing on that the recovery is way different for the LCL than it is the ACL?
So it's like they both kind of go in tandem, but when you think of 2 ligaments being injured and having to reconstruct or repair, you're looking at a longer timeline probably. Okay, so right now ACLs conventionally, up until maybe 5-10 years ago, everyone thought, 6 months they'll be back. And if you look at a lot of the pros and collegiate athletes and some high school kids, it takes a good 9 months for the most part for an ACL to feel mentally comfortable, physically comfortable, to pass all those tests. When you add in the LCL and you would suspect there may have been some meniscus injury too. We don't know this, but the meniscus being the shock absorbers, you add a little bit of, you have to initially protect those ligaments so they become, their own ligament, right? And then you need to get stronger. So it's difficult to protect not just the ACL, but also the LCL from extra strain and things like that. So you may see him in a brace longer than you would see an ACL in a brace post-operatively, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I have another question about the surgery, and that is they apparently use the orthopedic surgeon from the Dallas Cowboys. You've worked with professional teams. Is it common for other professional teams to go to other professional teams and say, hey, we like your doc better, so we're going to go have him do the surgery? Is that a common practice?
Yeah, it is. It's not a like we like your doc better. What I saw 12 years ago in fellowship was a lot of this is run by the agents. So the sports agents have connections and networks throughout the country, and then they form preferences based upon that. And so most of these team docs are fantastic, surgeons, and can do this surgery no problem. There are some nuances where some pros will say, you know what, like maybe I have too close a relationship with my team doc, and maybe you want that a little barrier there, or whatever it may be, right? So it's usually never a knock against the team doc that's taking care of the injured person. It's usually external factors they have no control over, And I think they learn to accept that when they enter that, that level of coverage.
We didn't know if maybe there was like a Dr. Andrews situation here where that doctor for the Cowboys was known to be really good at this specific type of surgery, which that does happen occasionally, right? Where one doctor kind of gets to be known as a specialist for one specific procedure.
Yeah, you certainly, as you take care of these high-profile teams, you certainly can become known for, hey, that's the person I go to for Tommy John, or that's the person I go to for ACL. And I'm sure, no doubt, the Dallas Cowboys doctor is fantastic. An ACL and an LCL surgery for most sports-trained surgeons, whether they take care of a pro team, a college team, a high school team, is usually a surgery that we're fairly comfortable with. So, it really comes down to what I've seen more often than not is the agents say, hey, I got an inroads here. He has OR accessibility. He does this procedure a lot. And then you meet him, and obviously you want to establish a rapport with who's going to be taking care of you. And then you kind of go from there.
I love it. It's a surgery that most of us are really comfortable with. Is there anything you're uncomfortable with?
Me?
Yeah, you. Are you uncomfortable with anything?
Seem like you're a pretty chill dude.
I don't. You should talk to my kids about that. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, everyone has their lane in life, right? So, in surgery, like there are plenty of things that I will see in clinic that will be unexpected, and then I'll bring one of my partners into. If there's a hand injury, like I'm asking one of my hand colleagues, like, hey, can you take care of this? I don't take care of a lot of hand injuries. I can diagnose them, but to take care of the minutia and the detail, or like complex foot, surgery or pelvis surgery or whatever it may be, it's unbelievable the layers of detail that you see in the field of orthopedics and everything, honestly.
So with coaches, Trav, you know how we ask coaches, like, you seem like you're good at everything. Like, I bet you're good at ping pong. You don't seem like you're scared of anything. My buddy Dusty wants to know, are you scared of snakes?
Me? I don't know that I've encountered a snake. What the hell? I've never put like a python on my shoulders and taken a picture, if that's what you mean. But if you live in Iowa, like, when do you even encounter a snake? When does that happen?
You've never encountered a snake mowing the yard?
He doesn't mow the yard, Ross. He pays somebody to mow the yard. You pay, Doc, do you pay somebody to mow the yard?
Maybe. 6 weeks ago, we were taking the planters out, and my wife comes screaming in, and there was a gardener stake out there, and it was 24 inches long, and I didn't get out there in time to save the day. That's the closest encounter I've had to snake in 15 years.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well,
so I want to ask you about team docs, because this intrigues me. When you're a team doctor for like the Cowboys or the Chiefs, or I'm going to get to the Packers and Micah Parsons here pretty quick. Do you only work for the team, or do you have a rotation at a hospital where you're doing little Jimmy who just tore his ACL in a game?
Yeah, a lot of people. That's a great question, because not many people understand this. So 15, 20 years ago, teams used to pay the doctor to take care of them. Okay. It shifted, and I saw it shift in fellowship, where it was so desirable to have the free advertising as the doctor of the Lakers or whatever it is, that they started saying, we can monetize this. So now these franchises, they go to the healthcare system and they say, pay us to take care of us. It's an interesting, very interesting arrangement.
wow.
So the big healthcare systems can afford it, right? Like the university systems, even some high-powered private practice systems can afford it, and they can offset their costs with the marketing or advertising that goes along with it. But you cannot solely survive as a orthopedist that covers a pro football team, because there's not enough to do. I mean, you're spending a lot of time you spend an extraordinary amount of time handling a small amount of your practice that brings in revenue, right? So you still need to see patients that have no affiliation with any team, with any pro franchise. And in football, like you travel to games, you cover all the home games, you probably have a training room, you're available 24/7. It's an extensive deal, but I don't know of anyone who solely covers, because if you're only doing 3 or 4 ACLs a year, You want someone who's well practiced, well versed. So you need to have a volume of patients that you can take care of. So it's funny, they spend probably a ton of their daily time on that team, but in reality, it's a small part of their practice.
Wow, I had never thought about the back end of that business. That's an incredible model.
Yeah,
Incredible.
I think it grinds some people down, but it takes a special doc to take care of those pro teams. Those guys do an unbelievable job.
So Patrick Mahomes they've come out and said they're expecting a 9-month recovery for Patrick Mahomes. Micah Parsons also tore his ACL. He hasn't had surgery yet, I believe. But the Packers are a team that require their ACL guys to do 10 months at minimum. Is that common where a team goes, hey, you may be able to rehab in 9, but we're going to require you to do 10? Is that common for a team to say, hey, we're protecting our investment here?
Yeah, well, when they're paying the bills, they ultimately have the final say, right? So they probably had a bad experience. Someone at 9.5 months that went back, and it was just a fluke that they retore. We have so many objective tests now that you put these players through. It'd be funny, Ross and Travis, we should have you guys do a return to play like ACL test, because I don't think any one of the three of us would pass, some of the criteria that these people have to go through. So they're very stringent tests. And it's funny because you could look at a patient that looks perfect. They can do everything. And then you talk to the physical therapist, like, well, they passed their return to play test. So you want that component, you want the mental component, and you don't want the player going out there thinking about their injury, because what people don't understand is it's more likely to injure your other knee than your operative knee within the first 2 years back to play.
Just because of you're compensating for that injury mentally?
Probably, yeah. So if you return to play sooner than 6 months, the risk is higher on the operative knee because you didn't give it enough time.
Yeah.
If you return to play after 9 to 12 months, is actually higher on the contralateral knee, the opposite knee, probably because maybe you skipped a step here. Maybe mentally you just don't trust it. So the mental component, I think, probably holds people back more often than the physical at 9 to 12 months. I have some athletes that take all of a year and they're like, hey, I don't feel right yet. And I'm like, that's perfectly fine. You don't want to rush that timeline because everyone is different. Everyone's psyche is a little bit different.
Go ahead, Trav, because I got
what is part of the return to play test? Is if it's physical, I'm out. I mean, I'm not going to pass anything.
if the stretching is involved, count me
stretching, I'm out.
So you guys are out. We'll throw you out, right? It's a lot of single leg testing. It's a lot of isometric testing. It's a lot of objectively testing the one leg versus the other leg to see where they are. So a lot of times when we have an ACL injury, we like to get a baseline test on the other knee, so that as we progress with them at 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, we can it's a nice thing to show them the progress. Hey, you're 40% short at 3 months, but then if at 6 months they're only 20% shy of the quad strength they need, then they mentally that kind of dovetails into feeling good about how things are going, right?
Makes sense, yeah.
So all those things kind of play a part.
So I had a buddy that played hockey and he had a torn ACL and never got it fixed. Can you perform with a torn ACL and never get it surgically repaired?
Yeah, some people are born without their ACL. There was a guy, I forgot his name. There was a power forward for the Pittsburgh Panthers basketball team like maybe 15, 20 years ago that had no ACLs, and he was an incredible basketball player. You need your ACL to control rotation and translation of your knee. And some people have a higher tolerance for those things. And so in a sport like hockey, you have a big boot on, your skating is a different movement. It's not as much, it's a choppier movement, and there's something about that where the guy felt comfortable. Just being able to play a sport without your ACL is one thing, but being able to get out of it without injuring the next structure in your knee is why we usually tell people that you should have your ACL reconstructed, because you're going to tear your meniscus or your cartilage or something else is going to happen. And then you're working on arthritis at an older age and things like that may have been preventable.
Okay, I have a really stupid question. If you're born without an ACL,
I know where you're going.
Can you put in an artificial ACL?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Now it'll be.
What do you take it from?
Rubber band.
Well, so I would venture to guess that Mahomes and Parsons are going to have their own tissue used. So anyone who's a competitive sport athlete, cutting, pivoting, we tend to use their own tissue. And there's 3 common grafts that we use. There's the quad tendon, the patellar tendon, and the hamstring tendon. You can take them all from the same knee. You can even go to the other knee if you already used it. You can go to the other knee and take something from over there. And then there's something called allograft, which is like someone who passed away. You harvest their tendons and tissue, and you can use that. We don't usually risk allograft tissue for an ACL on a cutting and pivoting athlete because there's a much higher risk of failure.
Damn.
Dude,
you're a smart dude.
I'm telling you,
you're way too smart for this show. You
and
know
he's
going to
be like, well, no, I didn't figure this stuff out. Somebody else taught me how to do it.
Yeah, this is I've been told all this stuff, guys.
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
a scientist here. This
Yeah.
is, you guys are great at radio. I mean, it's the same thing.
I don't know if we're great, but we try.
I saw a Yahoo Sports article this morning. It's totally out of left field for you here, Doc, but it says the two scariest words in the NBA right now are calf strain. That just sounds so simple.
Well, I think it all goes back to Halliburton's injury, right? Didn't he?
Yep.
He was dealing with a calf strain, and then he tore his Achilles, right?
Yep.
So, I think everyone's thinking if you have a calf strain, and you don't treat it appropriately, are you at risk of tearing your Achilles? That would be my guess as to why it's such a big deal. A calf strain is actually like something that it can bother people for a while, but it heals on its own. Everyone can feel their Achilles tendon. I barely can because I have cankles, but if you have normal Achilles, you taper it up and you feel the muscle come in. That's what a calf strain is, where the tendon kind of becomes the muscle. And that usually heals. You put someone in a boot, 4 to 6 weeks, you rehab them. But I think that, there's nuances and it's all one continuous structure. And so maybe it's Achilles tendonitis that was labeled a calf strain, and you treat it a little differently. NBA, next thing you know, you have a year-long recovery on an Achilles tear.
Good stuff. If
Love
you need
it, Doc.
If
This
you
is
need another
awesome.
member to your book club, Ross and I, we'd have to join remotely, or at least I would. But
I'd have to do the audiobooks.
I'd have to do the audiobooks.
How about this? The next selection's coming for January 1. I'll email you guys the book selection, and let's see how it goes.
But that's a good. I like the trial period thing. Let's see how
We
it goes.
we
is
won't
the
even
right
talk
approach,
about
Doc.
it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But we would love to have a satellite following of this book club.
You're just looking for new members. You'd be like, guys, I recruited 2 newbies. 2 newbies.
Exactly.
What's my first book? Well, I'm going to pick The Little Engine That Could. Very simple, Little Engine That Could, and that's where we're going to be.
Hey, there's a good lesson there, man. There's a good lesson in that book.
A few people have asked about the boat behind you on your desk.
Oh, man. My grandfather made that. It's the USS Iowa. And he was pretty incredible at making, model ships and dollhouses and everything. And so he passed away the first year of COVID, not from COVID, but he made one of those for each one of his grandkids, and that's my keepsake.
How many grandkids? Because that had to take a long time.
He's only has 8.
Only made 8 of those boats.
Holy
cow, that's incredible, Doc.
Everyone has a unique. He didn't make any one thing the same. So he made train sets. He made all these things. He's from that generation that makes you feel like you're not accomplishing as much as you should.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So
all right, Doc. Always good to catch up with
Very
you. Appreciate
cool. Thank
the
you
time.
so much,
good information today. We appreciate it.
Hey, you guys take care. Thanks for having me.
See you, buddy.
Dr. Jason Sullivan from the DMOS Orthopedic Center is joining us on the Rush Radio Show. Man, Bill Fennelly listened to that whole thing. He's coming up right at 7:30. He's either going to think we're crazy or he learned a lot. We'll
Coach seems like he understands our sense of humor and
I think he does. I think he does.
That ship was sweet, dude.
It was very, very sweet. I got Owen a model one time. He was like 10 or 11 for Christmas. He still rubs it in today. He thinks it's the worst Christmas gift he ever got. I want him to put a model together. He's like, Dad, that's the worst Christmas gift I've ever been given.
You are notorious for bad gift giving. I was telling Courtney the other day, you once gave Ann Jeanette a Thigh Master.
I did give my wife a Thigh Master. That's all I could afford. I was living in Wausau, Wisconsin. I had like $10 to my name, and I didn't get the Thigh Master, the Suzanne Summers one. I got the Target knockoff Thigh Master. And she looked at me like, you are an asshole. That's what she did. So you know what I do now? I just take people on family trips. That's what I do. That's good gift giving. All right, when we come back, Bill Fennelly, head coach of the Iowa State Cyclones, joins us on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with the chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
Wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. If you're looking for the perfect gift for your Mini this season, you won't find it under the Christmas tree. What your Mini really wants this holiday season is preventative maintenance. Stop in today so we can make sure your coolant or fuel system are in tip-top order for this holiday season. Please give us a call to schedule your appointment or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig, Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
Hi everyone, it's Marion with Willis. Christmas is coming up and that means traveling to see your family. You can't see your family if you can't see the road, and you can't see the road with old wiper blades. So come on down to Willis to get $10 off a set of wiper blades with the purchase of an oil change for the whole month of December. Give us a call or schedule online at willisvolvocars.com.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. We're here till 8 o'clock today. I hate making guys wait. And Bill Fennelly, he watched like the entire Dr. Jason Sullivan interview, and he's been sitting there in the studio for 30 minutes. Coach, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, I'm always early, so it's kind of my nature. And all this tech stuff, I had to make sure it worked.
I was going to say, and I imagine you're kind of a multitasker.
I try to be. Now when it comes to technology, no.
You heard the doctor. Of course, Audi missed the last game because of an injury. Can you give us an update on Audi's status and when she's going to be back in uniform for you? Is she going to be back this weekend?
Well, first of all, thanks a lot for having me on after the doctor. Yeah, really appreciate that. You go from the smartest guy you've ever had on to one of the dumbest. So we got that. It's truly Dumb and Dumber for the three of us.
True.
We're hope so. We don't know. We're in finals week, so we didn't practice yesterday. We won't practice today. Today's a recruiting day for the coaching staff. She's being evaluated. I would say the chances are really good that she's going to play. As you guys know, when you get hit in the head, she woke up the next day and wasn't feeling great, and so you just got to be ultra careful with that kind of stuff. And she was really, really upset that we didn't let her play, but it's a long season, and so I feel good about her chances. So I'll know more tomorrow afternoon, probably.
Good. Okay.
So, Coach, you had to be happy she was upset because that shows you how competitive she is, right? I had when you were, because you mentioned it's a recruiting day. I had a coach tell me, I go, what do you look for number one? Is it talent? He goes, I always look for competitiveness first. I need to know how competitive they are because they can have all the talent in the world, but if you're not competitive, you're not going to be just ferocious out there. When you go out to recruit, what's the number one thing you look for?
Well, we know when we go see a kid that they're talented enough. I mean, I'm not going to see someone that we haven't vetted that way. To me, it's their body language. Do they listen to the coach? How do they treat their teammates? When the official calls a foul on them, do they drop the ball? Do they hand the ball? Just how do they engage? Are they someone that you feel is impacting success? Is it, as you guys know, it's a lot of we over me right now. And so for me, it's I watch everything but the game, probably, because I know they can play. It's just, do they fit what we want to be about? How do you represent your program, your family, your school? And the interaction with their teammates is really big to me.
A couple of in-state rivals here that you've battled with. Obviously, that Iowa game lived up to all the hype. For us as fans, I would say, Coach, that game lived up to what we were hoping to see. What were your takeaways from the win over Iowa?
No, Ross, I completely agree. It's one of those games that, it's kind of a standalone game on ESPN and two ranked teams, and very rarely do those games live up to the hype.
Yeah,
I thought it did. It was one of the best Iowa State-Iowa games I've ever been a part of.
That says a lot.
Competitive, two good teams. Neither team lost the game. We won the game because we made a couple more plays. The crowd was tremendous. It was really one of the more enjoyable atmospheres we've been a part of, and we learned a lot about our team. I think it's a game that I told our team before the game, what we can do well in this game, we can do well against anyone. And what we don't do well, we better fix damn quick because we're going to get exposed. And that was the case. And really good showcase for two great universities for our state. Like I said, that's a 2-hour infomercial on ESPN, and that'd be pretty expensive to buy that ad. So it was a great night.
What were the things you felt like you came away from that game feeling like you had to work on then?
For us, there was some nuanced things. Probably our ball screen defense has got to get better. Our rotations defensively. This is the first time, Ross, we played a true team with a team with a true 4 and a 5 man. So we have to learn how to handle that. And then being willing to move some people around. We've never played Addie Brown at the 3. We did in that game. We incorporated some actions where she handled the ball. So we did some 4-5, where your 4-man has the ball and your 5-man screening. Stole that from the Michigan men last year. We steal everything. But there's a lot of things and obviously the other thing it probably showed our team was all that time that Coach Fenn says we have to shoot free throws isn't as boring as we thought, because we went 9 for 20 from the free throw line and we shoot 80% as a team. So that got their attention, I think.
You're unbeaten.
Hey,
You stay.
yes, who's behind you?
That was Audrey. She was just showing off. She's got her little Christmas headset on today.
There you
so
go.
yeah,
Let's
she's
go.
all excited.
Let's go. I love it. Love it.
So you're unbeaten. You stay ranked number 10 in the country.
Right.
All your teams are like your kids, right? You don't want to favor one of the other. Where does this team rank as one of the best you've had? I know it's early yet, but does this rank up there as one of the best teams you've ever had?
Yes, it does. And I, who knows where it's going to end up. If you ask me that question in March, I might have a different answer. But the one thing I'll tell you, guys, this team reminds me not just how they play, but how they conduct themselves, the chemistry of our team, like the team we had 25 years ago with Angie and Stacy and Megan Taylor, which most people would say is the greatest section of 4 years that we've ever had. And it's just about the way they go about their business. We've practiced 64 times, and I take really big notes every day. And we haven't been great every day, but we've shown up every day. And I think showing up is a skill. I really do. Most people think, what the hell is he talking about? I think if you show up to work every day, that says something. Now, some days you got to be more productive than others, and some days you got to be told you're not as productive as you should be, but showing up and doing the right things. But we have all the pieces to be a really good team. I don't know that we're the 10th best team in the country, but I don't know who is, to be honest with you.
That's good.
I mean, I vote, like I told you guys before, I vote on the coaches poll, and it's really hard. After UConn and Texas, it gets really hard. There's two reasons.
I was going to ask you, what is the difference between the top two, top three, and the bottom 10? Is there a big gap there?
Yeah. There's a huge gap after number one, in my opinion.
Really?
I think Texas is really good. They're not UConn. I'm not a betting person, but when UConn is, someone sent me a graphic, when they're a minus something to win the national championship.
Wow.
If you're not a bettor, that's an incredible, they're just so good and they're so well coached, and
they're favored against the field.
The field. Yes, UConn against the field. And it's not, I don't think it's close. I think Texas could beat them. UConn had a close game with Michigan, who's really good. Michigan's one of those teams that could give them a game. They did give them a game, but South Carolina's good. And there's a lot of really good teams. But I think it's one of those things, guys, where as you get into the NCAA tournament, if you do, and you have dreams to get to the Final Four, you're just praying you're not in UConn's bracket.
It seems like it's that way every year with UConn, but I mean, just being number 10 right now, it's good because that's free advertising too. Every time somebody logs on, sees Iowa State right there, that's good advertising. Hey, we're getting some people asking, have you had a chance to talk to Jimmy Rogers yet? And you have?
I have not.
We need him to come to a game and drop an F-bomb at your games.
Oh my goodness. No, I mean, between our schedule, his schedule, they're running around. I have not seen him. I've talked to TJ about him, Eric Henderson, who's a really good friend of mine, the coach at Drake.
Yep.
So everyone speaks very highly of him, and I know he's got a lot of energy, and it was certainly a surreal couple of weeks around here that, when your men's basketball team goes to Purdue and puts a beat down on the number one team in the country, and it's almost like an afterthought, what's going on. So it was an interesting time. I'm a huge Matt Campbell guy. I love Coach Campbell. He was so great to me. I've only been here 31 years.
Only.
But the two greatest coaching jobs I've ever seen, it's not even close, are Dan McCarney and Matt Campbell at our school. And it's not close for different reasons, different times. But for what Matt Campbell did here in the current environment, and because it's football, and we all know we got to win in football, and we got to sell tickets in football, and it was incredible. I never thought it would happen. I really didn't. And for him to do that, and I think Iowa State fans should celebrate the 10 years he gave us.
Yeah,
And
no kidding.
we're excited about Coach Rogers and looking forward to. He's my 5th football coach. I have 7 men's basketball coaches. There will not be 2 more. No, there won't be. That's it. Done.
You're not announcing your retirement here, are you? You're not announcing your retirement.
No, and my 5th president's coming. So I've learned to stay in my lane.
Coach, good for you on that, by the way.
Just stay out of the way.
In this world, in the landscape of these last 30 years, that says something about you, Coach. I hope you know that too.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, but no, it says probably more about my wife and Iowa State than anything. So thank God we've been married 42 years. It's like, thank God there was not a portal for marriage.
for wives.
Yeah.
The coaching wife portal would be
I will say this. I will say this. She's had a good NIL deal long before anybody else. I will say that.
Okay, with the holidays coming up, I'm going to get off basketball now.
Yeah.
Holidays coming up. Do you do the shopping for your wife? Will you go to the mall and get the presents?
Yeah, I do something for Deb. She's very simple-minded as far as like she doesn't want anything. We actually celebrated our family Christmas last weekend because our 2 sons, our daughter-in-laws, our grandkids could all be together. My son and his daughter. And my daughter-in-law, she's from Arizona, so they go to every other year. So this year they go to Arizona. So it's at our house. It's all about the grandkids, and it's so much fun. They're 11, 9, 8, and 7, so they're at the perfect age to open gifts. But yeah, I always do something, and it's I try and find something nice that she likes. And like I said, it doesn't. She's not about anything really fancy. It's more doesn't reflect like. One year was a framed picture of the grandkids with all with her and stuff like that. She loves stuff like that. And she really likes stuff that I kind of think of that she would like. It's not just go to the mall and, grab something off the shelf. And, I've been very blessed that she is that way. But I like doing that. That is a fun thing for me to do. And it was funny. Last year I was out looking around and this lady was kind of following me around in the store, and she turned around. She goes, I turned around and I said, can I help you? Do you need something? Because sometimes people are a little nervous about, hey, I just want to say hi. And she goes, I can't believe Coach Fennelly's shopping. I'm like, what? But it's not a big deal. I'm like everyone else. So, but yeah, we'll get that done this week, guys. Yeah, we got to get that done this week.
Nice.
Around recruiting's time.
Now, you saw Dr. Jason Sullivan show off the boat that his grandfather made. You going to put models together for your grandkids?
No, oh God, no. I can't do. I like my wife and my daughter-in-law especially can pull out those directions that have like simple to install. And they're like 73 different steps. I'm like, hey, I'll hold something. I'll go get the screwdriver. I have zero skills. And my father ran a gas station. And what Dr. Sullivan said about his grandfather's right. That was a generation, my father's generation, that made us all feel like, man, we are really stupid. They worked hard. They knew what they were doing. They accomplished stuff without ChatGPT and Google, and they did it. And so no, I cannot do any of that. Zero.
You mentioned it's finals week, sorry, Russ. So they were off yesterday and today. You got Christmas coming up.
Yeah.
Is this a tough time because no practice and then they go home for Christmas for a couple days?
Oh, you hit it, Trav. You hit it on the head. My best skill set is I worry a lot. That's the number one thing I'm really good at. And I stress a lot about everything, and my staff's like, oh my God, here he goes again. This week scares me to death. Not because of finals. Our kids do great in the classroom. I'm very proud of them. But people don't realize, and then they shouldn't. I don't know why they should. We've been doing this since June the 8th. So you think about summer workouts, fall workouts, practice, games. They want to go home. And I don't blame them. I want to break. And so what we're trying to do is, like, my thing with them is, you didn't come this far to only come this far. Like, we got to go one more week, and I've always told them I'm a big person on, if you can finish things in life, that's a great skill too. The ability to finish. Like, you don't get up and leave early. And the analogy I always give them is when you're interviewing for a job that you really want, like it's the job you want, it's the money you want, it's where you want to live. Everything's perfect and you're doing it, you're prepared. You don't get up in the middle of the interview and leave and expect to get the job. Like, we got to finish. And unfortunately for us, or fortunately, maybe it gets our attention, our last game before Christmas is a conference game. So it's like
Kansas, yeah.
It's not a guarantee game that you can roll it out there. And so 2 days of finals, most of them will be done by Wednesday. We'll shoot on Wednesday, blow the dust off them, have an Iowa State day on Thursday, review us. Like Ross, great question. We'll review the things that we need to do. We're a 2-day prep team, so Friday, Saturday prep for KU. Trav, you got to sort of root for us. Don't root for KU now.
Owen doesn't go there anymore, so I
know. And then we play Sunday, and the game's at noon, and I'm going to guess at 2:30. They've scattered to the winds to get home.
Oh, man. Good stuff. Coach, we appreciate the time.
Thank you, guys.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Let's catch up in the new year.
Thank you, guys.
We know you're a busy man, and taking the time to spend some time with us is awesome.
Love you guys. Love what you do. Love how you do it. Hey, when you see my guy, Coach McDermott, give him a hug for me, will you?
I will. I saw him. Actually, I saw him at a bar it was right before the season started. So it was. I'm like, what are you doing at the Green Onion, Coach? So it's he needs to start winning though. These Creighton fans are going to get they're going to get impatient.
He's a little frustrated, I think, with his team. He'll figure it out. I think they got a big conference game at Xavier on Wednesday. And how about my boy Fred Hoiberg?
15th in the country.
Yeah,
he loves his team, and they're playing really hard and playing well, and that's fun. I love to follow. Those guys were a big part of my life, and they treated me so well when they were here, and I'm always going to root for them. They're great families. So, but I really appreciate you guys having me on, and you guys do such a great job. We appreciate it so much, and wish you guys Merry Christmas. And if I can ever do anything for you guys, how's Owen doing?
Owen's doing well. He's doing very well, and we just got back. I took the whole family to Italy for Christmas, so I had our 4-month-old grandbaby there.
This kid must be doing pretty well. All right, I like it.
I got a different job too.
All those sponsors,
Yeah.
Ross,
exactly.
are you a Wolves guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey,
I love going down.
We went down. No kidding. Real quick, I know you guys got to go.
No,
we went down. Actually, it was opening night. I took my sons and my grandkids. We had the best time.
It's a fun time.
Oh my goodness gracious! I mean, it was well run, organized. Drew, the general manager, phenomenal dude. I mean, our kids were like, "Can we come back tomorrow?" Like, we had I mean, it's good basketball, but you're not on top of each other, and they can kind of mill around. But it was. I would suggest if you're a basketball fan, you have something to do or time, I would tell everyone it is worth. It's a great family night out. All 4 of our grandkids, the 2 girls and the 2 boys, they loved it. And
I'll tell you this, Coach, Audrey likes it more than Eli's a wrestler. Eli likes wrestling. Basketball is not necessarily his thing. Audrey loves going down to the Wolves. As soon as they start putting up the banners downtown, she's like, "Dad, we're going to a Wolves game."
And I hadn't been there in a long time. I've been to the exhibition games with the T-Wolves and stuff, but it was I was so impressed with the way, just the whole game management of it, and it's a great thing for Des Moines. And I encourage people to go out and watch it. And it's cool because one of my grandsons is a huge T-Wolves guy. I mean, he loves Ant-Man, so it's like, hey, that guy's going to be playing. So then he went up to the cities, and one of the guys who was on the Wolves got called up for a game. He's like, I saw him.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff that I'm old enough where I used to, you go to AAA baseball games, all that, we're going to call that guy up. And those things are still kind of cool, even though they don't happen anymore. And thank God you guys didn't want to talk about baseball, because my team sucks.
That'll come up in the spring.
Oh,
right.
We just signed Dustin May.
There you go. That's it.
Everybody's like,
problems are solved, Coach.
Who? Everybody's like, yeah, who? No, not the coach at Michigan. The pitcher from the Dodgers and the Red Sox that they paid a ton of money that's hurt all the time. That's our go-to guy. So Oh God!
You got him. You landed him, Coach.
Yeah. Over some team from Japan, probably.
Good stuff. Merry Christmas, Coach. We'll
Merry
be
Christmas, guys.
Coach.
Thank
Talk
you.
to you soon, buddy.
Coach
Go get him. Great luck this
Go get
season.
him.
Thank you.
Coach Bill Fennelly joining us on the Rush Radio Show. Man, I could have him on every single day. He's just a ball full of energy.
And I'll talk about anything with you. Even
He
the things
really will.
doesn't want to talk about. Hey, I'm glad you guys didn't mention my Cardinals. Can I bitch about them for a minute?
You going to make your grandkids some boats? No, I'm not going to make my grandkids
Dude,
some boats.
I don't have a single one of those skills. Like,
Oh,
that
neither
is
do
a
I.
really cool. My grandpa made all of these really cool Santas. So I have like a Santa that everybody in my family has a Santa that my grandpa carved out of wood. I can't do anything.
He whittled the wood?
Kind of like whittled. Yeah, like something like that. I guess that's
Justin,
what it
what's
was.
up?
Not something like that.
What's up, guys?
Hi, Justin.
Hey, Ross. Why you sound so sad?
Because you're here.
Oh.
It's just in time for sports.
Just in time.
You guys need to be worse at your jobs.
Or as we like to refer to
I
it,
don't
shut
have
up,
anything
Justin.
for you.
You have nothing? Then this segment just is dead. Let's not
It's
do this
dead.
every day. We should just set it up so that Justin only checks in when we screw up. And then when he pops in, it'll be like, uh-oh, Justin's here. We know
Ross
we
just
screwed up
hates
something.
me.
He
No, I
doesn't
don't
hate you.
No, I don't hate you. I just don't like you.
He likes you a lot more than I like you.
Yeah, that's true too. Both of those things are true. No, Justin, I think that we know that you are going to come on and correct us. And so Travis and I, as Tyler points out, the accountability scares us so
That's
much
true.
that we're
There is a lot of truth to that.
we're crossing our T's, dotting our I's, making sure that everything is taken care of.
I was
before
going to
you
get to a stat that I think I'm correct on, and that is Pittsburgh won last night on Monday Night Football. I actually watched most of that Monday Night Football game last night as Pittsburgh beat Miami 28-15. This is an incredible stat. It is their 23rd straight, the Steelers, 23rd straight home victory on Monday Night Football. They have not lost at home on Monday Night Football since 1991.
Holy cow.
That's crazy. I mean, think about like
14th, I think. 1991, they lost to the Giants on Monday Night Football, and they haven't lost since at home.
Holy cow, that's incredible.
And there's been some juggernauts, and not only just in the AFC in general, but like the Ravens. Those games were always down to the wire. You know those had to have been in prime time slots.
And I just saw a stat yesterday, Travis, about team in the NFL, teams from the West Coast that travel east beat the Vegas spread like 63% of the time or something like that. Yeah, in night games. So that's why this would apply. For Monday night games, like the number of times that Pittsburgh would have had to have played a West Coast team on a Monday night too. There's got to be a handful of those in there.
Yeah, I mean,
that's an insane stat.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. And
you know,
Rodgers hasn't lost a Monday night game, I don't think, in his
Aaron
career
Rodgers
either.
looked like he was old Aaron Rodgers last night. He had his best completion for a game percentage since 2014.
Wow.
I mean, he was 23 of 27, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, hit 8 different receivers. It's stuff like that that sucks you back in going, well, maybe I got one more year. Maybe I got one more year in me. So,
or the insurance.
I was just going to say, might be the insurance that keeps you around.
yeah, I could use another 5 years. If I got it free now, if I play one more year, I'm going to have my insurance. Maybe he plays till he's 45 and he gets his insurance till he's 50. Man.
Whatever you got to do. Whatever a guy's got to do to make it happen.
Even if you made $44 million during your career, you're still going, can I get health insurance? Can I make that much money? Absolutely.
Justin, I saw on MLB.com they were letting MLB players hit with metal bats. Have you seen this thing?
No, but it sounds
my gosh,
awesome.
Dude. Oh, my gosh. 520 feet homers.
Really?
520 feet are what these dudes were launching balls.
And probably making it look like it was nothing.
They're launched is the right word for it.
Were they using the old style aluminum bats where even college players were launching it?
The Black Magic, the old
Yes.
Easton Black Magic.
Yeah.
No, they were using new bats, which, again,
are supposed to hit like wood, but they go 500 and some feet. Like wood.
Uh-huh. Yeah, even
Supposed
the guy. It's a fun video to watch because it's like a bunch of MLB All Stars, and they're all
Okay. My question is, were they actually doing batting practice, or were they using a machine?
It's a guy actually throwing balls to him.
I would like throw the ball and duck behind that net.
Yeah.
And
He is. Oh, he's behind the net. Trust me. Yep. With each pitch, he knows what he's doing.
And then you're also thinking, if they hit it hard enough, will it go through the net?
That's what I was just thinking.
Ketel Marte hit one that bounced off the roof about 500 feet away from home plate.
Should they switch the MLB home run derby to having aluminum bats?
I mean, you'd have to take the kids off the field.
I didn't even think about the kids. Or do you get extra points?
Stop it.
Oh, man.
Head on swivel.
So nothing to correct us on today. That's good. That's very, very good.
You guys did good.
It, Trav.
You guys did good.
Did you get any TikTok stuff for us?
Yes. Have a couple of clips for you.
Good. That's very
Guys
good.
Philip Rivers and his 10 children.
That's
Antonio
one of them?
Cromartie and his 14.
That's crazy.
Oh, man.
Just do the George Foreman thing at that point and name them all George Foreman.
Could do that.
Easy. Make it easy.
All right, Justin. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you guys.
All right.
See you, bud.
See you.
Trav, always nice. Thanks so much. Helped me wake up this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Fun show. Thanks to Dr. Jason Sullivan. Thanks to Bill Fennelly for joining us. If you missed any part of the show, you can always go back and listen to it on the replay. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another fun-filled show. We appreciate you joining us. And enjoy your Tuesday, everybody. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
With the holiday season approaching quickly and winter weather on the way, now is a great time to get your car serviced at Lexus. Hi, I'm Josh Romick, Service Manager at Willis Lexus. I want you to take advantage of our winter service event, which is $100 off a set of 4 tires, $65 off of batteries, $25 off of brake pads, $10 off of wiper blades, and if you buy them all together, it's an additional $50 off. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com. Thank you for watching and happy holidays.
Get ready, Des Moines. College basketball is heating up at Casey Center. On December 20th, the Iowa Hawkeyes take on the Bucknell Bison in a non-conference showdown you won't want to miss. Presented by Casey's. Feel the action. Hear the roar. Be there as the new-look Hawkeyes bring the intensity to the capital city. Tickets are going fast. Grab yours now at HighVTix.com and be part of the excitement on December 20th. Iowa versus Bucknell, presented by Casey's. December 20th, only at Casey Center. Be there.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with the chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
'Tis the season to share great taste. Grab a refreshing Coca-Cola and make every moment a celebration. Locally made, nationally loved, Coca-Cola is the real deal when it comes to holiday cheer. Whether you're kicking back after the game or hosting the crew, nothing hits like that crisp, fizzy taste. Make this season yours. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola today.
Missing a quality, home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the champagne of bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always priority one.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.